Alright, this is just a quick video to show you some of the tools that I use if you're going to start porting your own heads, playing around with your own stuff. These are some things that you can pick up that'll make your life easier. Obviously, safety glasses. A lot of metal chips. I don't care if it's aluminum or iron, you get a lot of metal chips and you don't want to dig one out of your eye. I've been there before. So safety glasses. There's a number of different tools. So I learned on this Matco air die grinder. I was probably 25 years ago I bought it. It does have a high and low speed. A lot of guys use electric grinders. If you use an electric grinder, that's fine. Probably more guys use electric than pneumatic, but make sure you get one with a variable speed on it. Most of the pneumatic ones won't even come with a variable speed, but this one did. Also, this has an extended shank. That's something that's oftentimes useful when you're trying to get deep down in the port. The way to get around the extended shank, these are standard 1/4 inch carbide burrs. That was an old Snap-on set I bought 25 years ago. But they also make them now in a longer shank. So the longer shank, if you have a standard length die grinder, getting like a 6-inch shank or a 4-inch shank burr, that'll overcome getting you deep down inside the port. You do need an assortment. You're going to use, ball ends, trees. Here's something I'll point out right here. So there's two different burrs. Okay, you get this burr, which you'll use on your iron heads. The burrs, they'll be sold either as ferrous or non-ferrous for the metals. And then you get this burr. Now this burr, the flutes are farther apart and they don't load up with aluminum. The way if you use one of these bits on aluminum head, the aluminum's soft, it'll get hot, it'll load up in a burr. So you get one of these bits here, and this is going to be your aluminum bit, and these are going to be your iron bits. Get an assortment of burrs, safety glasses, get your die grinder there. When you're done with the burr, you're going to put in this 1/4 inch shank, and it's got some grooves here, some teeth that hold on to your cartridge roll. I will tell you on the cartridge rolls, the ones from Harbor Freight are kind of okay. The ones that I've gotten from Summit have generally been shit. And I've been buying these with really good results, this PFERD. I've been buying those with really good results from Amazon. I'm pretty sure is where I've been buying those. You'll need them in different grits. You can see this one here is an 80 grit. They come in 120s, they come in 60s, 40s. You're going to use a different finish depending on what it is you're porting. You're going to want like a 60 or an 80 grit finish. Max, probably 80 grit on the intake. You may stay 40 or 60 on the intake. What you're trying to do there is you're trying to keep your port rough enough to keep your mixture atomized. Whereas on an exhaust port, the smoother the better. So you can go 120 grit on an exhaust port, make that thing shine like a mirror, that's fine. But on the intake, you want to stay a little bit rough to help keep that fuel in suspension. The other tools I use, you run down to Harbor Freight, you pick up some of these. It's got a flat spring on one side and you adjust it here. And what you do with that is you can put it in your port, turn the knob until you just barely get a little bit of drag till you're the right width there. And then you come out here with your calipers. Gotta get you some dial, I don't care if they're dial or digital or whatever you get. And then that's gonna give you your measurement, because you can't accurately measure with the calipers deep down inside the ports. But you can get these in there. If you don't go with these, run down to Harbor Freight and grab some snap gauges. Now these come in different sizes. And on the end here, this locks and unlocks the spring. These are spring loaded. So what you do is you collapse it, you lock it down, you put it in your port, you unlock it, it snaps it open, you lock that back down, you pull that out of your port, and now you can get your measurement using these snap gauges. What else do I got out here? that's about it. I got a bag, makes life a little bit easier. You don't need one, but you can see I put my carbide bits there. I got my sand rolls down in there. I'll throw my die grinder and my snap gauges and stuff in there. And then that's just sort of my go-to bag that I grab.